Hey folks, welcome back. I'm glad you're back here to watch. It's been awfully busy, folks, and I haven't posted a video for a couple of days, but it is what it is, folks. I had a bunch of Muscovy ducklings hatch today, and actually last night when I got home I could see two, and I could hear two. So a bunch more hatched out today while I was at work. And everything was open, so all the birds are everywhere, right? So what used to be back in the day, the goose pen, is what I use for, what the frig is going on? What? Folks, I battled bale and twine a few times today, so we don't want to lose that. So what I've got is the goose pen from, as long as I don't fall downhill, folks. The goose pen is what I use for one of my brooder pens this time of year. So I just rigged that up for the baby ducks, and the two mamas that sat on the same nest, they're going to mother the new Muscovies, so that's less work for each mama, right? So that works. So, but they were down here next to the bog, and you know I have snapping turtles, right? And I've lost quite a few baby ducks over the years because of snapping turtles, and I have lost an adult guinea fowl, folks, by a snapper turtle, and I saw that. I witnessed it firsthand, and somewhere I have a video way back on it. So I've got them all situated. All the babies are with their mamas, and they're all situated. As long as I don't fall down this hill, we're going to be good, folks. So today was hot, folks. Today was so hot, and it was just miserable. We got just about 4 inches of rain the other day, so all my tubs and everything that I had set under the eaves were full and running over. So that's really good. That's really good. The nights are getting a little cooler, and now's the season, just like all of you, where we're going to have some mercifully hot days, and then we're going to have some real chilly days. Now, the other day that it rained, those 2 days, we had quite a bit of rain one day, and it continued over into the next. The first day it rained, I ended up starting a fire in my wood stove, take the chill out, take the dampness out of the air inside the house, and I closed all but my kitchen windows, right? But for those of you who burn firewood this time of year, you know that it wasn't long before it got so hot in there I couldn't stand it, so the windows went back up, right? You know, it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. So I apologize for not making a video the last couple of days. It's been incredibly busy. The garden, we had some pretty significant winds. I did see a moose track in my garden, and I'm not sure if it was the moose or if it was the high winds that tipped over my hops trellis. Either way, it's all good. It's all good. So I don't even, if I have time and if I feel like messing with it, I will straighten it out this fall. If not, I'll do that pre-garden season next year, right? I can still collect the hops the way they are. So life is good, life is busy. This time of year, the garden's coming off, the birds are hatching, working. The water, I have not checked the water in the well, folks. I'm not really sure. Now, my well is not too far from the bog here, right? And people are amazed, if I am so close to the bog, why is my well dry? Well, my well is dry, folks, because I got a little sparrow over here watching me talk to you. My well is dry, folks, because we haven't had much rain. prior to this about 4 inches that we got, because I have 8 feet of solid blue clay that they went down through. So it takes a lot of water to fill that well back up, right? It's got to, you know how well water works, so it's got to come in from the bottom, and you know how that works. So I'm sure I've got water in my well by now. I have not tried it. I have not taken the time to try it, folks. I am still hauling, I tell you, I'm very tired. Hauling my drinking water. The water that I collected from the eaves for that rain is what I washed my hair and body with, right? And coffee, I'm using my drinking water. So as far as cooking, folks, I am not cooking. I have not cooked anything. I didn't cook anything on the wood stove when I had that going the other day, and I have not fired that rocket stove up. So I haven't cooked anything, so what I've been doing is eating cold meals, right? And that works for me, folks. That works for me. And when I'm busy, and when I'm on the go, and when I don't feel like cooking, what I'll do is like yesterday, I mixed some peanuts up with some dried cranberries and grazed on that throughout the day. And I had, you know, some fresh string beans from the garden that I just ate raw, and the pineapple tomatoes, aka ground cherry tomatoes. The cucumbers, I've got a lot of cucumbers on there, about 1 to 2 inches. They've kind of stalled right there. I'm pretty sure it's because it was so hot. So this rain ought to help that a little bit. Everything is looking good, folks. It's just been busy with firewood, the garden, new birds, working, and you know how it goes. You know how it goes. So today, somebody asked me and my sister how we live. They kind of clarified, you know, how far apart we live from each other, and it's somebody we both know, somebody we both work with, actually. And you know, do we have solar power? Do we do generator? How we live in here? So my sister took right off on answering that question, and she explained that she has solar power and she has a generator, and I have a generator but I have no solar power. And she spoke about how if she goes by at night, there's just this soft glow in my house where there's an oil lamp on the table that I use for my lighting, and how I haul my water and how it's much more physical work and it takes a whole lot longer to get the chores done, how I live versus how she lives, right? But she also said something that I have mentioned before. Folks, the more modern you get, the more complicated you tend to live. And by complicated, I'm talking complicated versus how I live. Simple, hauling my water, you know, using no solar, you know, using an oil, smokeless, odorless lamp for my lighting. And how the more moving parts you have, the more mechanical things that you have, the easier life is. But if something goes wrong, then that gets expensive, right? You either got to know how to repair it yourself, and you've got to have those spare parts on hand, or you've got to have somebody come in, hire them out, or you've got to go buy a new generator, or you got to go buy this and that. So if something breaks on her end, she's got repairs, right? Or she's got replacement. Me, where I have very few working parts, my working parts mostly are my body. You know, my body is my working part. So about the only thing that's going to break down here is, one, my cell phone, my vehicle, or my generator. That's all I've got that has moving parts, folks, as far as mechanical, that is functional right here. So if anything breaks down mechanical, on my end, it'll be me. If I break down, if I if I break an arm, if I break a leg, if I strain myself, if I pull muscles, if I pull ligaments, if I tear cartilage, or if I get sick, everything stops, right? Because I am the force that makes things work here. Whereas she goes in her house, she flips on a switch, she gets light, she turns a knob, and she has water, right? If her energy is getting low because it's been cloudy and not much sun, and she needs to generate power, then she runs her generator to charge her battery so she can draw her water, so she can have her lighting, so she can have her mechanical moving house parts, right? Her washer and dryer, for example, right? Her water pump. So, you know, if you keep it simple, it's a whole lot harder and it takes a whole lot of time. There's not much money invested in it, but there's a whole lot of time invested in it. So if you want to live a more modern life, for example, like she's got solar power, then again, you're going to have to get all the parts and you're going to have to maintain them. If that breaks down, you've got to have a backup, and her backup is living the way I do, right? So that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. And backups for your backups, plan A, B, C, and D. And I do not have I do not have a plan for what would happen if I got hurt, right? Who would tend to my birds? Who would tend to my garden? Who would do this? Who would do that? Because my mechanical body is the driving factor in here. So, and I live alone. So what happens? I don't know. I would have to rely on the generosity of others helping me, right? And being a very strong, independent woman, I do not like to ask for help. I do not like to admit that I need help with something. I'm just a little stubborn, folks. So, but I do know that I have my limits, and I do know that my body will only carry me so far, and I've got to take care of my body so I can continue living the way I do. Now, I know I'm getting older. I do understand that. I understand that someday this lifestyle may come to an end the way I know it. Less physical work. I might end up getting a solar panel or two and a couple of batteries or two for light. I might get indoor plumbing at some point. Who knows? Who knows? But right now I am young enough to continue living this way. I'm strong enough to continue living this way. I'm healthy enough to continue going on for a while, but I know those years, every year that goes by, it's getting a little bit closer to that point where I'm going to have to change something to make my life just a little bit easier, right? So, we'll see, folks, we'll see. But anyway, I haven't dropped off the face of the earth. I've been extremely busy. I'm like really, really gross, folks. It's really hot. And that I untangled some bale and twine, and it was kind of up over here, so one must have caught on my little clip right there. So I'll hang that back up. I'll hang it back up. So y'all have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for any new subscribers. Hang in there, hang in there. Not every day I will make a video, and sometimes I'll make 2 or 3 videos in one day, right? So y'all be good. I hope you're busy. I hope you are staying productive. I hope you are resting when you need to. I hope you are eating and drinking very healthy. I hope you are staying motivated as far as at least walking every day, or if you do chores like I do, it's a physical workout all in itself. We don't have a gym. We have our own private little gym right here in our dooryard. So, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I need to go and clean up, folks. I need to clean up. Thank you.